All right, midnight historians, gather round. The night is young and our patience is short. I'm the midnight meme historian, your rogue professor with a sparkler of sarcasm sharper than your student debt. Tonight we dive into history's dumpster fire of assassination attempts, where stealth often looks less like a ninja and more like your drunk uncle trying to play hide-and-seek with a sword. Let's be real, if these clowns had a YouTube channel it'd be called Epic Assassination Fails. Strap in folks, it gets worse. Consider one charming tale from 1997. Some Mossad agent dressed in black thought it'd be slick to kill a Hamas leader colored mashal with a poisoned soda can. No joke, the plan was straight out of a frat prank. One dude makes a mess shaking a soda can like he's auditioning for a TikTok trend, while his buddy zips up and shoots poison into Mashal's ear with a fancy squirt gun. Bombastic, right? It almost worked. Mashal felt sick days later, but not fast enough. The pair got caught with sour sodas in hand, flushing out the whole operation. Now King Hussein of Jordan demanded their heads along with the antidote, and the plan went down in history more humbling than a spoiled beer keg at a kebab party. If that were trending now, they'd be on #failtrain. Holy shit, really? Yes, really. Even their backup plan of hiring a sniper went down the drain, proving some agents should have just bought a Red Bull and called it a night. Flip the script to 1960, CIA style. Fidel Castro was so troubled to the agency they treated his face like a very literal punching bag of plots. These cats cooked up more schemes than a TikTok chef on a Red Bull binge. First, poison cigars. The CIA got Fidel's favorite boxers, smeared them with toxins so lethal even a Cuban sandwich wouldn't survive a nibble, and then lost them. Records say they delivered the cigars to someone by February, then crickets, maybe the mailman quit, maybe someone ate them on the way. Either way, Castro's cigar collection remained refreshingly non-lethal. Next up, poisoned milkshakes. They bribed a waiter to slip pills into Castro's chocolate shake, but the waiter clumsily spilled the pill into the ice cream freezer, turning the hit into a dessert special gone wrong. The only thing those CIA geniuses ended up serving was a frosty brain freeze of embarrassment. Then came the exploding seashell. Someone at CIA asked, "Hey, do you think we could rig a seashell to blow up while Fidel's scuba diving?" You read that right. They scoped out his favorite skin diving spots and made a DIY bombshell scuba suit dusted with fungus and TB bacteria. But the suit never left the lab. Meanwhile, Fidel kept swimming like he was just testing the latest Aquanac to cap it off. They even tried the Marita Lorenz maneuver, recruiting his ex-lover to slip him botulism pills. She flew to Havana with poison pills in her bra, got cold feet, and Virgin logged them into oblivion. The CIA sat around with diagrams of exploding spatulas, completely beaten at their own game. As the Senate's Church Committee dryly put it, these plans strain the imagination. Translation: holy shit, even the spooks couldn't believe how baked they were. The only thing those gadgets assassinated was the CIA's credibility. Imagine if I, your cheeky midnight meme historian, live commentated this fiasco on Twitter. We'd have memes for days, when you think you're recasting a Bond flick but it ends up on C-SPAN meme caption. CIA, the story of popcorn and blood shakes. Even Reddit's Our History would have a field day. Make no mistake, the real winners were Castro and Netflix. He outlived more assassination tutorials than he had cigars. Modern problems require medieval stupidity, and these guys live by that motto. Their legend lives on as proof you can indeed lose a war with pillows, poison, and the finest Cuban coffee. Let us leap to the old world for a sec. Adolf Hitler. His fate was once in the hands of a clock-loving carpenter named Georg Elsor. In 1939, Elsor carved a bomb into a Munich beer hall column set to go off during Hitler's little speech. But guess who had to pee at exactly the wrong minute? The Führer. Hitler ducked out early to tinkle. The bomb blew just as the audience thought it was fireworks. 8 Nazis dead. Hitler's mustache still intact. Holy shit, really? Yep, even Big Führer wasn't immune to the tyranny of bladder schedules. If we had GPS in those days, perhaps it'd say recalculating. Direct route to your assassination diverted. Hitler himself thanked his prostate for the rest of his days. Meanwhile, Elsar was captured. The only gas he got was prison shower gas. Not to be outdone, the British pulled out Operation Foxley, the WW2 plot that sounds less hard charger and more basement brainstorm. They even picked a commando and plotted a hit on Hitler's bathroom break. Yup, the plan was legit approved. Shoot Hitler through an outhouse wall, but sending someone to kill a guy in the John feels like a subplot of The Great Escape. Before the volunteer could come, the war ended and Hitler opened a bakery instead. Okay, not really. End of story. Hitman 0. Hitler 1. Britain's budget check bounced. History's takeaway. Even top spies forget that timing is everything. Across the pond, America's cast of wannabe Armageddons had a sitcom-worthy season of fails. Remember Lynette Squeaky Fromm in 1975? She pointed a shiny Colt 45 at President Ford from a foot away, ready to pull the trigger for the Manson family revolution. The only problem? She forgot to chamber a round. Nothing says stealth assassination like 0 for -6 with your gun. A random former Marine, Oliver Sipple legend aside, literally yanked the weapon away mid-click, saving Ford's life and keeping that bullet in storage for scrapbooking. Squicky instead got a manicure in federal prison, showing even murder cultists can botch a YouTube challenge. Oh, and then came Sarah Jane Moore, an hour later, fresh out of Yelp reviews. She had real bullets, but an ex-Marine veteran disarmed her by smacking her gun with a magazine, because nothing disarms lunatics like journalism tools. It was like watching Indiana Jones make out with Jane Austen. John Hinckley Jr.'s attempt on Reagan in 1981. Probably the dumbest shooting for love story ever. This teen tried to kill President Reagan not for freedom or politics but to impress Jodie Foster. Yep, as if assassinating a president is the darkest pickup line ever. He missed Reagan, grazing his pelvis. Reagan's explosion of blood happened anyway. From the bullet ricocheting off the limo, Hinckley ended up in a mental hospital instead of the history books. Holy shit, really, you bet. He played Cupid with a pistol and almost mortally wounded the wrong guy. Well, also a cop who took a hit. His logic: Reagan is an actor, Jodie is an actress, I'll shoot a president to get in her movie. It's as reasonable as thinking Netflix recommends you an Oscar for murdering your crush. Modern problems require medieval stupidity, and this plan dropped that truth bomb. Now step back. If this were an algorithm feeding America's meme diet, it'd choke on the irony. We've got ancient dictators with more lives than a phone's warranty plan. Our trending topics right now: Alligator Alcatraz camp mystic conspiracies, Texas flooding. I've got nothing on these catastrophes. If you think the news cycle is wild, imagine if some TikTok influencer crashed a bear pit to assassinate a pharaoh. The confusion would be Olympical, though. These murder plans would have CNN spinning in confusion and QAnon with boners calling it early human episodes of #TrustThePlan. Next up on historical reality TV, meet Cleavers and Makeup, starring Julius Caesar and Instagram. Actually, picture that. And yes, if any kings had a Twitter account back then, they'd be stuffing the hashtags #KingsOfLowell and #MidnightFailHistorian by now. All these fool-s errands boil down to one lesson: complex causes of political violence, more like Charlie Brown kicking the football and always missing. The real drivers were ego and idiocy. If some cartoon pop-up could say when you realize your empire is built on corruption, these assassins would be the punchline. Meme-worthy wisdom: when your plot to kill a tyrant involves a soda can and you still end up arrested by Jordan, maybe just get a therapist or a TV show deal. Alright, lesson learned or not, I hope you're still awake. The ride's just getting started. There are bigger names and bigger screw-ups ahead. From ancient emperors to trench-coat-wearing would-be presidents. Spoiler alert, it only gets dumber. But hey, that's history for you. Stick around if you like watching greatness derail itself. Because up next, we'll tackle even more moonshot ideas with about as much chance of success as an NFT that buys you a real pizza. Stay tuned, midnight scamps, because trust me, these stories are stranger than any stream of AI bullshit you've seen.